Alright guys, this video lesson is going to go over markup and markdown. Please make sure you have the notes open as well so you can be following along with me as we go. We're going to start with some vocabulary. So markup is the profit. So our first word here, that's an F, profit. So it's the percentage of the cost of a good that the retailer adds from a wholesale price. So if I'm marking up a price, say I buy socks for $10 and then I want to mark it up and resell it. So I would sell it for $12 and my profit, my markup cost would be $2 then. So vice versa, markdown is a reduction in the price. It's the percentage of the cost of a good that the retailer subtracts from a wholesale price. So subtracts is your word there. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So let's take a look at this first problem. It says Mr. Martin wants to buy a new suit for work. He saw one at Macy's for $250, so I'm going to highlight. There's one of my numbers I'm going to use. After Thanksgiving, the price of the suit is marked down. I'm going to highlight marked down, and it's marked down by 35%. So this suit is 35% off. It's asking us for two things. What is the marked down amount, and what is the final selling price? So first thing we have to figure out is how much this suit is being marked down, right? We can't figure out the new cost of the suit with the discount without figuring out how much the discount actually is in money. So the way we're going to do that is take our 35%, we're going to turn that into a decimal first. 35% as a decimal would be 0.35, and we're going to multiply that by our starting wholesale price, which was $250. So take our percentage, multiply it by our starting number, our starting price. Remember, you can use a calculator for this unit. So go ahead, type that in, 250 times 0.35. You should get 87.5. So 87.5, what does that represent? Well, that's our marked down amount. So the suit, 35% off, we are marking it down by $87.50. Make sure you add that zero on there, because we're talking money. So now, once we figured out our marked down amount, we can figure out the price of the suit that this store is going to sell it for. The way we do that is take our original cost, so $250 was the original price, and remember we're marking down the item, so we're subtracting $87.50, which will then give us the price of the suit. So again, go ahead, type that into your calculator. 250 minus $87.50. You should get 162.5, which when we write that in our answer, the price of the suit when it's marked down is $162.50. And now we answered both parts of the problem, so we can move on to number 2. All right, number 2, Miss Rio, store manager for Best Buy, does not know how to price a refrigerator that costs $900. So I'm going to highlight $900 is our starting cost. Her boss tells her to mark it up by 40%. Two-part problem. What is the markup price? And then what is the new selling price of the fridge after the markup? So first thing we have to do is figure out the markup amount. So we're going to take our $900, our starting wholesale price, and we're multiplying it by our 40%. But remember, it needs to be written as a decimal. 40% written as a decimal is 0.4. We have our calculators, so let's go ahead and do that. 900 times 4/10 or 0.4 should get you 360. So for this fridge, her boss wants her to mark up the price by $360. So that's part 1. Part 2 is to figure out the new price of the fridge after we mark it up. So we're going to take the original cost, $900. We're marking it up, so we're going to be adding our $360. When we add those two together, we should get $1,260. When I write that in my answer, don't forget your $sign. So the new price of the fridge after it's marked up by 40% would be $1,260. All right, next one says a Hummer 4-door costs the dealer $57,915. The dealer has a 12.3% markup. What is the markup price and what is the selling price of the vehicle after it's marked up? So still the same 2-step process. We have to figure out the markup amount first before we can figure out the price of the vehicle. So we're going to take the original cost, $57,915, and we're multiplying it by 12.3%. But remember, we have to turn that into a decimal. 12.3% written as a decimal would be 0.123. We have a calculator. I'll give you a moment to plug that in. Hopefully you got the answer, 7,123. And then after the decimal, we were left with 545 thousandths. There's a problem with this. That cannot go in, that number cannot just go into our answer for the markup amount. Remember, money only goes to the hundredths place, so we need to round that 4 up. So the markup amount, when I write it, should be $7,123.55. So be careful with that. Need to do a little rounding. And then our second step, we're taking our starting cost, $57,915. We're marking up the price, so we're going to be adding, and the markup amount was $7,123.55. Go ahead and plug that into your calculator. When you do that, you should get $65,038.55. I'm going to write that on my answer line. No need to round. We are good. $65,038.55 would be the new price of the vehicle after it is marked up. Now, there are 3 more slides we would like you to finish. Complete those. Check the answer key with the link that is in your unit plan or your agenda, and then move on to the practice options.